Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I thought we'd finish reacting to that Reddit post that I started reacting to a few weeks ago. I still have footage from this event, so there were still a lot of hot takes that I didn't get to comment that time. So, why not? Why not just, give some use to this footage that I've left and finish reading all of those hot takes and discussing it with you guys. But before we get started, I wanted to say that I'm very, very thankful for 400 subscribers. I don't know why I never talk about that, but it really makes me so happy that people are giving me a chance and sticking around, even if, my content is not that great. So thank you so, so much for all of that. And well, just as I always say, this is the last time that I give this disclaimer, but I had to speed run this event when I was away on a trip, and my internet connection was horrible. Like literally the Wi-Fi was not working, and it really messed up my gameplay and my rotations and everything. So if you pay any attention to the footage, you're gonna notice. Also, I was still not used to Notline, like the maps and the new mechanics. So sorry about that too. But yeah, I'd say the Wi-Fi was my biggest issue here. Anyways, let's get started with the hot takes, and let me tell you that the first one is kind of hard, and it is playable characters should be able to be killed off in the story. And I do agree that this is a very hot take, but I have to say that I agree actually. We're always getting tragic stories from NPCs, and like, don't get me wrong, I've cried so many times because of those. But at the same time, I always feel like the most tragic, heart-wrenching stories are left for NPCs and such. And yeah, those stories are great, and I feel like characters, like playable characters, do have great stories too. But I think that we kind of take for granted that they're always gonna be safe, like even if, whatever thing happens, at the end of the day, there's gonna be like an excuse or a way to bring them back. So yeah, I'd be so, so sad if it happened. Like, of course, I wouldn't want any playable character to be, killed for no reason or anything. I also wouldn't like, to suddenly get a lot of playable characters killed. But I think that it would be such a shock and something that could benefit the way we see the story, if it was done correctly and not too many times, of course. But I don't know. It would definitely be very sad, especially for the people who main the character, or just the people who really love the character, and maybe the character wouldn't be able to appear in future events and such. Like, yeah, I definitely see why this is not happening, but at the same time, I kind of, if they found a way to do it, I think it could be something great that would, give us that sense of reality, like you never know what's gonna happen to your favorite characters. The next take says all the content between new arc and quest feels absolutely meaningless, and I disagree mainly, but I kind of can agree in a way. I talked a little bit about this on my previous video, but yeah, I'll say that I don't think the events are meaningless. I just think that they could probably do a lot more with them. And also, I think that there's literally no reason to have like an empty patch, Because even if they don't have the time to make new events, there are a lot of past events that most of today's player base has not experienced, and they could simply rerun them, like they could take a previous event, make a rerun, maybe even make it permanent, because I feel like a lot of stories have been lost due to that. But yeah, there are a lot of things they could do to make the time between arc conquests feel a bit more valuable, but other than that, I do think the events are fine. I think, yeah, they could just improve them. Basically, they could do a lot more. Teapot realms are too big for the amount of things you can put into them. I personally would prefer multiple smaller realms with all biomes of the region. Absolutely agree. I've still not really decorated my teapot too well, but this is true. Like, there is a lot of space, but then suddenly you can really put a lot of things in them, so it's kind of, it feels kind of empty. Like, at first you think that you have a lot of space, but then you can really profit that amount of space. So yeah, I do agree. I would prefer multiple smaller realms. And one thing that I would really love is to be able to have each different realm with like a different decoration. Like, one could be like Sumeru, another one could be Liyue. I don't know. The fact that I have to choose just like one aesthetic for my whole teapot is kind of sad, because I would like to at least have two, and I would like to decorate each small realm with like things from each nation. I would sacrifice Hangouts for voiced world quests. I mean, I haven't played any Hangout yet, so I can't really speak on this, but I don't think I'd prefer that. Because, Hangouts give you like the opportunity to see again those characters that maybe you didn't see for that long during the Archon quest, or maybe at all. And, I'd rather have more content of those characters than just NPCs over the world. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? I honestly don't agree with this. I think that voice world quests would be nice, but I prefer having more content from the playable characters. Fishing is poorly implemented and borderline pointless. I've never enjoyed fishing like in any game, like farm type games, or like Animal Crossing and all of those. I've never liked fishing. I feel like I don't have the patience. And when I hear people talk about fishing for like weapons on Genshin, I'm just like, oh, maybe someday I should try. But honestly, I never do it. And yeah, I wish it was done differently, but it might be a me problem. Because I've never really liked fishing in any game before, so I wouldn't say it's entirely Genshin's fault, but yeah, if they could make something to make me more interested in fishing, I would appreciate it. Abyss should have more floors. Honestly, I didn't know what to think at first, but then I've realized that I always clear floor 9 and 10 almost effortlessly, and then floor 11 is kind of a nightmare for me. So maybe there could be something intermediate there. Maybe it could be like 11, 12, 13, 14, for example, or something like that. Or maybe just one, like making 13 the last one, because yeah, definitely I do think that between 10 and 11 there could be something else. And like, I feel like for some people floor 12 is even easy, so it would be great if they could add like more levels of difficulty, but I don't know. Noelle isn't that powerful as people hype her to be. She's good, but she ain't special. I do agree. It might be that people hype her a lot because, a lot of people tend to think that the characters that you get for free are not good, and it's like you can pretty much clear the game with like any character that you like. And of course, if you like Noelle, you're gonna be able to use her and you're gonna have fun with her and you're gonna clear the game with her. But however, yeah, she's not that special, and I do think that she's kind of, maybe not overrated, but definitely, yeah, a lot more hyped than she should have been. A isn't a tyrant. She just isn't. No matter what you say, you can argue against what the game tells you to your face. Um, I mean, I love her. She's one of my favorite characters in the game, and I feel like a lot of people misunderstand her or just think that the reasoning behind the way that she acted was like stupid, or I don't know, they just kind of don't get it. I personally get it, and I think that she's a great character. I just think that the story wasn't really well presented by Hoyo, but I think that she is an amazing character and I just love her. However, she did act like a tyrant for, for a time. Maybe she wasn't a tyrant because of her personality, she didn't mean to be. She was trying to protect everyone, but yeah, I don't know, like people who try to make her the villain is kind of, I mean, she kind of was, but there was like an explanation behind it, and I thought it was quite original actually. And yeah, she did, bad stuff, and she was kind of the antagonist and the storyline, but I wouldn't say she was like a bad person, but was she a tyrant? I mean, for a period of time, maybe. People really underplay just how much investment you need for Abyss, and people using others players skillful runs as an example to try and oversell Abyss just doesn't sit right at all. Okay, for the first part, I have to agree because, a lot of times when people mention 4 stars, they probably mean high constellation 4 stars, and high invested 4 stars, like great artifacts, maybe even 5-star weapons. And yeah, I do agree. I do agree. When they talk about 5 stars, I mean, yeah, you could probably get the 5 stars, the right 5 stars to clear the abyss with like the right planning, like pulling plan. But at the same time, what if you just want to get your favorite characters and you don't want to get like the most, meta ones? And even if you have them, like, if you already have like a good team, or well, 2 good teams, what if you're just not getting the artifacts, because it can happen. And I don't know, like, yeah, you can also have the skill, but I don't know, I think you really need a mixture of everything, and there is a lot of investment there, yeah. And when people say it's, just a matter of skill, yeah, like, it doesn't really sit right with me either. But I mean, yeah, I'd say that you can compensate some lack of investment with skill, but yeah, you really need the investment as well. Another person talking about the teapot situation. Oh my god, that Fatui is a good Fatui. If this is, related to that Fatui that died and everyone is always trying to, bring back, and there's always like theories about that person coming back, I have to say that I agree, honestly. Like, just like I said for the playable characters, like there I do understand the issue, with killing playable characters, but this time it actually gives the game like a more serious note, like, oh my god, this person literally died and stayed dead, and it is what it is, like you messed with the wrong archon. I don't know, I just, yeah, if the person meant that, I do agree, she should stay right where she is. Okay, and maybe this will be the last one because I don't really think we have more time, but it says, I hate how they make almost every character interaction a super friendly one, like how every single person has respect for Kazuha, every single person is a friend with Ayaka, every single person understands Yula's trouble, every single person gets along with Hutao. There is no complex character dynamic, everyone treats them the same. Honestly, only Al-Haytham and Yaemiko are spared from this curse, and Sino to a lesser extent, where each of their nation casts has a different perspective on them and treat them differently. I mean, yeah, I do agree, like, I don't know, like, people should be able to coexist without all being super friendly with each other, without understanding each other, because especially the Yula thing, we talked about it on the previous video. And it's like, it makes sense, for example, for Amber to understand Eula's issue and like getting along with her, but maybe for the rest of people, since Eula is being kind of unlikable on purpose, like maybe they should stay, unaware of her issue and of her real motivation, behind her acts. I don't know. Yeah, I do agree. And like, for example, just because someone is like super sweet and super friendly doesn't mean that everyone has to be their friend. They can just say, well, I don't know them, or I don't know, I'm not really that type of person, because Genshin characters have really different personalities, so they don't even need to have beef or anything. They just they can just not really get along, and we can have different friend groups, and it's fine, I guess, but it doesn't really make sense that everyone is friendly with everyone, like everyone loves everyone, you know. And yeah, that note on Al Haytham and Yaimiko, I had not really thought about it, but yeah, that's something that I really like about them, especially Al Haytham. He's one of my favorite characters in the game, and it might be this, you know, well, this might be one of the things that make me like him so much, you know. And maybe about Jai, same thing. I don't know. It's definitely something, yeah. And well, there are still more hot takes on this post. I thought we would finish everything today, but yeah, I'm running out of time. So yeah, well, I had a fun time, so maybe I'll make another video like this in the future, but well, for now I don't really have any more footage that I want to use, so I think that I'll leave it here. Let me know what you guys think of all of these. Of course, you can share your own unpopular opinions / hot takes on Genshin, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!